Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, I'm sorry I'm getting this out so late. It's the holiday season and that's what happens. So I worked on the bokeh background. And I had to split the video up into two because it got to be so long. The second video, I was losing my mind, and you'll see. This picture took hours. You have to be patient with it. So here's the first part, or the second part. This is the second part. And tomorrow will be the last part. It's already finished. I love it. And let's see what I did. Once you start building things up and getting the first layers on it, it starts to become more fun. And what you do is you just keep putting it down. Let's see, this fits in here. And I'm going to do another layer. I'm going to use my white. And I'm going to go in right there. And I'm going to lighten this area up. This is going to give a translucent bubble. See how it becomes? Now you're going to keep doing this, layer upon layer. The more layers, the more it's going to become deeper and deeper and richer. See one over here. Now, this is a dark one right there. It's going to fade the blue into this area and it becomes really nice. You can even add a little bit more just so that you have pencil to spread. Okay. Go in with your white again. Nice circles. Now in this area, it's going to bring the blue around. It's going to smear it. And there it is. So what I like to do is add some darker ones on the bottom. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add a darker purple. I'm going to add the violet. But I'm only going to add that dark to one side. Then I'm going to go in with my white and I'm going to blend it up. One. You're going to just keep going. This is why I keep saying this background takes a long time. I'm going to do the same exact thing that I just did, but I'm going to use my gray. I'm going to put a little bit of darker gray into it. Well, this is my 20%. I can add a little bit of the violet to this area. And then I go back with my white and I blend it all up. Then lift it up and I have another one. Keep on going. This is the one reason I don't, I'm going to do a blue. This is the one reason I don't plan it out beforehand. Some people draw the dots. I don't like to do that because you never know what you're going to put in there, what's going to look good. Get that one nice and dark. Okay, go in with my white. Get a pencil that has a point. And I left a big area of white on this so that I can get a really good blended one. The more blending you do, the better it looks. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. I'm going to bring in, I'm going to bring in some aqua. No planning, just doing. I'm going to get the aqua going right there. And this is going to be a light one. Okay, I'm only putting in a little bit of color. And then going back with my white. You can always add more. It's harder to take away. I want to darken up and make that very translucent. I'm going to use some True Blue. When it comes to the background, when you do the background of this, that's when things really start popping. It's actually a fun one to do, this background. It's just a little bit hard to get that first beginning started. It's kind of like knitting. Knitting is not that hard once you start it and you get the first couple of lines down. Okay. The problem people have with this background is they give up too early before the magic really happens on it. Okay, I need a couple more up there. I'm feeling a purple one up there. I'm going to do a large one, and then I'm going to do some small ones. And let's get out my violet. And the bottom one, you make a little bit more translucent. Things that are on top have more color than things that are in the background. So the more translucent you make the bottom ones, the better it looks. Okay, now I'm going to make some of them in a cream color. I'm going to add down just a pure white on it. And I'm going to add a little bit of cream to give it like a bright, where the light just washes out of it. It's hard to see, but it's there. It'll pop up back when I have the background on it because it's light on light. Let's get a couple more of those. Adding the white so the edges stay nice and bright. And then I'm going to add some cream. Now you can see how long this has taken me. It's 12 minutes videotaping now. And I'm still on bottom layers. So I'll come back when I get more of the bottom layers done. I've added in 2 more pencils. Delilah Purple. I found my little one. And I'm also using my graphite pencil. That's the Ebony, my magic pencil, jet black. And that's just to give it a richness. And you don't get that as much with the waxy blacks as you would with the graphite blacks. But you have to be careful using graphite black because it does smudge a lot. So just be careful using it. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm adding in the richness of the Delilah Purple onto the violet. Very small areas, light. Okay, then I'm adding in a tiny bit of the graphite. And you could see where that really, with very little effort, darkens it up. So it'll give it a nice contrast with the Delilah purple and the violet. And then I'm going to go in with my white pencil. I'm going to brighten it up like I did over here. Next, I want to start adding some of my background color into the bubbles because they need to be translucent. So I'm going in very, very lightly, just allowing the paper to pick up a slight bit of it. And I'm using the Delilah, and that's over the violet. I'm just making some of these bubbles stand out a little bit more. And now you see why people give up on this background way too easily. Just a tiny bit. So it looks like you're pushing it back into the background, and I'm going in with my white and blending it. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do a hard white right over here. And that's going to give me a translucent one where you don't expect it. This is another example of why you really can't just draw it out where you want them at the beginning, because you just don't know. Or it's very hard. You can do it, but it's very hard. But by now I don't have much tooth on the paper because I have a lot of layers. So it just takes time to blend it out. That's good. And I'm going to get one in there too. The more layers, the better it looks. No pain, no gain. And this is why it is not a beginning tutorial. Although it looks like it could be. You need to learn patience. You need to learn when the picture is done versus when it's not done, and to keep going. That's all that comes with time. Okay. Like that one. But it's not hard. Once you get it started, see, I like that one. Once it gets started and you start to build and build and build, when it's done, it's great. Okay, now I'm going to get another one in here that's light. See, when you put the light ones over the background color, that's when it really works good. Because it has some sort of contrast in there. Let's see. Yes. I like that. Get it flowing. White pencil. I'm going to add in a little darker. Let's see. Add in a little bit of violet. Bring in some of the outside color. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of true blue. Now all these pencils, they're all next to each other on the color chart. So they're going to look fine together. They all blend. It's not like you're going to have to worry about one color not looking good blended with the next. Okay, you ready? Yes, I like that one. It's getting there. Really is. Okay, got it over here. And let's go for this size. Now I'm going to go for this size. It's something, maybe something bigger. No, too big. That's the baby that goes there. Okay, now I have plenty of the background color in there, so let's see what happens. I'm going to add a little bit more on the edge. Okay. Then I'm going to take my pencil again. And don't touch the edge when you're doing this. You just got enough there to give it that bubbly edge. Yes. Okay, see, it's really going. Just takes a little bit of time to get it, but you'll get it. And now we just have to do it for the whole thing.